Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my monthly update for the Panner's Pan. This project was created by Elizabeth, who is also known as Shiny Happy Pans, over on Instagram. The idea of this project was to shout out our fellow project panners by choosing 10 products and linking them to those panners and then setting a goal for those products. It's rolling and it's never ending. I think that about sums it up. Of course, I complicated things by making it a progressive. So every month, whether or not I meet my goal on a product, I roll something new in for a new project panner. We have been hovering around the low 20s for a while now, and I'm happy to report that number will not be going up this month. I did meet my goal on one of the products I've been working on, so that's really good news. I can't wait to talk about it. So let's start off with my 3 focus products for the past month. Because there's so many items in this project, I try to pick 3 products and give them a specific goal with some specific attention throughout the month. And that I don't always meet my goal, but I try. My first focus product over the past month is this trio from Total Intensity in the shade Fantasia. The 3 shades don't have separate names, just the trio as a whole is called Fantasia. And this is in here for Morgan, who is Lippy Lover Pans. She's over on Instagram and she's doing a baby panda palette along with me, like me. And as of the time that I rolled this product into this project, she had used her trio that has a very similar layout to this trio 9, 9, and 14 times. So that was my goal, to use these 3 shades 9, 9, and 14 times. I am wearing this shade down here that's kind of like a duochrome all over my eyelid today. I don't know why, but this just doesn't pop on my eyes the way I thought it would, and I keep trying out different bases. I haven't tried applying it wet, but it's just a very dark, smoky eye. That's okay. I still feel like I can make it work, but whatever I was expecting, it's not it. I've also had this for a very long time, so maybe it once performed much better than it does now. I'm not sure. But this was one of my focus products over the past month. I'd already met my goal on this deep brown shade, which was 9 uses. And I wanted to meet my goal on this light pink shade, which was 9 uses as well. And I have met my goal. So I have now used this 9 times and this 9 times. I just need to use this shade down here 14 times. And with me using it today, I am up to 3 uses. So I still have to use this 11 more times before I can roll this trio out of this project. I was really impressed with this pink shade. I really enjoyed it. I ended up pairing it with the blue eyeshadow from my Doogie Pan My Battleship project. And I did like this on the inner third or the inner half of my eyelid and the blue on the outer half. And they played really nicely together and they blended in with each other really nicely. And this was pigmented enough to stand up to that blue eyeshadow. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I need to get going on this one. But as far as my focus product for the month, I did meet my goal of hitting the 9 uses on that light pink shade. So I'm very happy about that. The focus product that I did not meet my goal on is this. This is my Fenty Beauty Mademoiselle lipstick in Candy Venom. I only wanted to use this a minimum of 3 times over the past month, and I'm wearing it right now for the 2nd time. As you can tell, this is an amazing, gorgeous, stunning color, but I don't want to wear it every day. And in fact, I didn't even want to wear it 3 times over the past 30 days. I could only get in 2 uses. Obviously, there was a missed opportunity somewhere in there, but ultimately my goal is to use this 20 times. So I'm 10% of the way there. This lipstick is in this project for Anne Sophie, who is Metropolitan Creole. Her channel, along with everybody else's channel that I've talked about, will be linked down below. I hope you go check her out. And the reason I picked this lipstick is because Mademoiselle is a French word and Mademoiselle is a play on a French word, and and Sophie is French. So only 2 uses. And my third focus item for the past month was my Modern Renaissance palette. My goal was to use this a total of 34 times in this project, and I had 7 more uses to meet my goal, and I did use this 7 times. So not only did I meet my goal as far as the focus product for the past month, but I've also completely met my goal for this palette in this project, and it will be rolling out of this project after today. Even better though, there goes the brush every time, I hit pan. What? Yes, I hit pan in the shade that I kept saying I was going to hit pan in, Vermeer. So I have a new pan in a palette. Yes. I'm very happy. I had mentioned it last month that I could tell that I was getting close, and that if I didn't have pan on one of these eyeshadows by the time this was rolling out of this project, I would immediately roll this into pan in every palette as soon as possible to make sure I did hit pan. But I decided to just focus in on these 2 shades for the last 4 looks. And yeah, there was no trouble hitting pan once I just focused in on that look. That is my favorite look with this palette. Love Letter, kind of blown out in my crease and transition area and like the outer third of my eyelid, and then Vermeer on the eyelid. I mean, that's just been my go-to ever since I bought this palette. But the focus of this palette in this project was not to hit pan. It wasn't to zero in on any one shadow. It was just to use and enjoy this palette as a whole and get 34 uses in. And the reason I specifically chose 34 uses is when I add that to the 9 or 10 uses I already had on this palette before putting in this project, it brought my total usage of this palette to 40, I think it was 44 uses or 42. I can't remember. Whatever the total is, it means that my cost per use of this palette is now down to under $1 per use, which was my goal. That was something I had picked up on from the show What Not to Wear with Stacy and Clinton. Do you remember that one? I don't think they're still around, but that was on the Learning Channel. And they used to talk about cost per use with fashion all the time because a lot of the clothes that they recommended were pretty expensive. And they always said, well, the more you use it, the cheaper it gets, kind of a thing, which was an interesting concept. And I wanted to apply that to makeup. So my cost per use of this palette is now less than $1 per use. If I was to throw this palette away today, which I'm not, I would have invested $1 or 99 cents every time I used this palette. So I will continue to keep tracking my cost per use as I use this palette in future endeavors. I was doing a series prior to rolling this palette in this project that was kind of like a Modern Renaissance check-in, which was basically inspired by the fact that a few years ago, everybody was posting videos about how their Modern Renaissance palette was having problems, whether it was that the shadows were not performing the way they recalled them performing, or once they hit pan, the pans looked kind of funky and they didn't feel comfortable putting the shadows on their eyes. So I just decided that I wanted to check in with this palette every so often and kind of compare my experience with it to previous experiences and just kind of keep checking in on it. So now that I have a pan on this palette, I got something to really look into. It's a very tiny pan, but as this pan grows, I can kind of start comparing like the condition of the pan to my expectations. So I'm really happy to have met my goal on this palette. I'm rolling it out of this project, but I'm sure it'll show up again down the road somewhere, and I'll be happy to see it again. Okay, those were the 3 focus products for the past month. Let's just take it from the top, and I'll run through the rest of the products, who they are in this project for, and whether or not I use them at all, because there's a few I didn't. First of all, I have my BFF lip liner from ColourPop. This is in here for Liz, Shiny Happy Pans, the creator of this project. And sadly, I have no progress. I cannot make any progress with this pencil. It just doesn't go. I think I used it once or twice over the past month, but one day I'm going to finish off that pencil. It's just not going to be anytime soon. For Chic Geek, I have my Curvy lip gloss from ColourPop. There was a while, a couple months ago, where I was seeing big gaps in the packaging, but since then I've taken this out of the bathroom and moved it to my purse, and it's almost always like rolling around on its side. And I think I need to put it in the bathroom for a few days and let it settle if I want to see if I've made any progress. But I have been using this here and there, not much. I have 4 lip products in my purse, 4 or 5. So it's not the only product I use, but I try to put one of those lip products on my mouth every day as soon as I'm getting out of work or sometimes after lunch. Despite the fact that I have used this several times over the past month, there's still just a ton of product coming out on the wand and plenty of product in here. The stopper's still in there. I don't feel a need to take the stopper out. So I have a long way to go. I wish I could show progress, but I will continue to work on this. For Alex, who is Alejandra Lisette, I have the single in Halo by Looksy Beauty. My goal is to hit pan. I almost dropped it just now. My goal is to hit pan on this shadow, and obviously there's no pan yet. I do see a dip in there. Maybe it's time to make that a focus shadow again. For Rebecca Morgan and Jocelyn Claire, I have this color tattoo by Maybelline in Fool's Gold. I don't think I used this at all in the past month. This is not something I tend to reach for. I do have a lot of eyeshadow bases and projects right now, and that's kind of how I prefer to use this, is as an eyeshadow base, like a cream base. So after I got done with this eye look, I thought, you should have put on your Maybelline color tattoo for this look today, and I did not do that. I used my Mary Kay eye base in silver, but I will try this as an eye base paired with that duochrome shadow down the road as soon as possible. For Mary Ella, I have my nail polish in Sugar Plum Fairy. I am really getting down there. I am down to here. I don't know if you could see. It's very hard to see, but my fill line is right there. That is very exciting. I probably am going to need to add thinner at least one more time before I finish this off. And I probably will dump this remaining product into another nail polish bottle. I mean, that's just kind of what I do with all my nail polishes. When it gets very low and I don't feel like I can really access the polish for a nice clean manicure, I dump it in another bottle. I'm not sure where this will go. I might mix it in with like a black polish or like another glitter polish, or I might mix it in with like a sheer cream polish and see what that does. I'm playing around with different ideas, but I'm really curious to see what I can mix this with and what that will do to the original polish. I'm looking forward to it, quite frankly. But I am going to try and get a few more manicures in with this before I call it quits and say I'm done with it. Once this bottle is empty, I don't care where I dumped it into. I have one less bottle in my stash, and I will call this done at that point. For Alexi, I have my electric blue eyeliner from Jante Blue, and I do have a tiny bit of progress that I was able to make over the past month while I was trying to hit pan on the blue shadow from my Juju Pan My Battleship shadow project. I was really pairing this with that eyeshadow every time, and I probably did an eye look with that shadow somewhere between 5 and 10 times over the past month. And so I would apply this not only to my upper lash line, but to like my lower lash line. And then I would usually put like a black shadow in my waterline, because this does not show up in my waterline at all, unfortunately. But yeah, that is, it's not much, but that's my new line down there. I'll take it. A lot of times I don't have any progress whatsoever, so I'll take a little new line. For Elizabeth with an S, I have my Just Peachy Mattes palette from Too Faced. My goal is to hit pan on Peach Punch, and I am wearing that in my crease today, but There is no pan. There's really barely a dip. I mean, it's pretty subtle. For Linda, from Linda Loves Life, I have my Lancome Juicy Tubes, and I have some exciting progress on this. I have been working on this almost once a day since it rolled into this project. And for the longest time, the tube was just at the same place. Like, it didn't matter how much I used it. It wasn't going down. And finally, it almost seemed like overnight, it went down by a lot. So I had this as a focus product last month or 2 months ago, or 2 months ago or 3 months ago. And my goal was to get the fill line down to where this little square logo is, and I couldn't do it. And now I'm almost at the bottom of the square logo. So I don't know if it just finally settled or if there was an air bubble that had to get out, but that is very good progress in my opinion. And I'm very happy. So I'm not, well, I wouldn't say I'm almost at the bottom, but I'm definitely at the halfway point of that square. So I'm looking forward to getting below that square soon. I don't know how long it'll take, but it's very, very exciting to finally see some progress with this thing, because I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I pretty much use it every morning after I brush my teeth. So yay, very happy about that. For Rania, I have my Wet n Wild Don't Flutter Yourself highlighter. I did not use this in the past month at all. My goal is to wear away the hummingbird, which is clearly still there. And I do think I'm ready to make this a focus product for this upcoming month. I have way too many highlighters and projects, and I was trying to make some good headway on the other highlighters, but I feel like now is the perfect time of year to really, like the next 4 months, I really want to enjoy this as much as possible. So I think I'll be making this a focus product soon. Cannot wait. Okay, some more exciting progress. For Rebecca S., I have my NARS Rakugian pencil. This is another one of my purse lipsticks. I'm really making an effort to use this. I like this. I don't love this as a standalone lipstick, but what I have found is I like to put this on and then maybe apply my curvy lipstick on top of it, or my MAC Got a Dash lipstick on top of it. And by doing that, I'm using this a lot more, and I'm getting some use out of those other lip products. So I'm almost always wearing this. Oh, I also like this under the Neutrogena color stick that's a little bit frosty. So I have, despite the fact that I have a lot of lipsticks in my purse, I tend to put this on first, no matter what other lipstick I put on top of it. And this works really well as a base. And I have the best progress this past month that I have had any other month since putting it in this project. So that's where I am now at. And I'm very, very excited. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things. For Christina Chang, I have my Maybelline lipstick in the shade Warm Me Up. I think I wore this once or twice, but there's no new line to make on my paper. It's exactly where it was a month ago, or 2 months ago, or maybe 3 months ago. I don't know. I don't do well with panning lipsticks, but I have a lot of lipsticks and I like to wear them, so I try. Next, I'm going to be showing you 2 different pans from my ColourPop and My Little Pony collab palette. I have 2 different pans for 2 different project panners that I'm working on in here. The first one is this kind of mauvey pink shade, which I believe is called Flutterby. And I have this in this project for Beth from Beth's Makeup Diary. My goal is to hit pan on it. I did use this a few times over the past month, so hopefully the dip grew a little bit, but no pan. And the second one is up here, this kind of goldeny orangey shade called Blossom. And that is in this project for Courtney, who is Triggy 3. And my goal is to hit pan on that one as well. And I'm pretty sure I didn't use that shadow at all in the past month. For Kana from Kana's Closet, I have my Wet n Wild highlighter in Purple Ashes. My goal is to hit pan on this, and I have not touched it whatsoever. no progress. I've mentioned this every month, but this is at the very bottom of my list of priorities when it comes to panning highlighters that I have in different projects. I just really have to get through some of my other highlighters this year before I am allowing myself to really enjoy and play with that one. But I also think that one will work a little bit better on me in the summer when I have a tan. So I'm in no rush. For Chanrel, from Chanrel's Stash, I have my ABH Master Palette by Mario, and my goal is to hit pan on Isabel. I did use this once in the past month, but only once. There's really no dip yet. So every time I use it, there's quite a bit of kick up. And now that I've hit pan in Modern Renaissance, I have a much better idea of what it takes to hit pan in these shadows. And I do think it'll be a while, but I'll get there eventually. For Tori, I have my Nubian 2 by Juvia's Place palette, and my goal is to hit pan on Sheba up here. And I think you could see the dip where I put my finger. I feel like you could see it better from back here almost. Like right there is where I put my finger when I apply this all over my lid. I wore this yesterday. I paired it with the ABH shade, which is a combination I really enjoy. But yeah, yesterday was the only time I used that shadow this past month. Okay, for Rose, I have my blush from American Beauty in Rose Shimmer. I use this about half of the month. I really enjoy this shade, but I am working on 2 other blushes. My goal is to hit pan on this shade or this blush, and I'm sure you can see like what a little fatty this guy is. He's sticking up way above. I'm assuming the pan is just below the surface, but I have a long way to go. I do feel like this is looking very worn in compared to where it was when I started this project, but it's nowhere near hitting pan. Keep Rose in your thoughts and prayers, you guys. She's going through an absolutely horrible time right now. She did lose her husband to cancer a couple weeks ago, and my heart is just absolutely breaking for her. She's really trying to battle with, you know, all the emotions that she's dealing with, and the work that she has to do for as an influencer and all of that. And she's really doing a great job of trying to manage it all. But, you know, I just can't imagine what it's like to lose a spouse, and I'm just devastated for her. So keep Rose in your thoughts and prayers. I just feel so horrible for, you know, what she's been going through for the past couple months. And I wish I lived closer to her. I wish I could invite her over to hang out and watch a movie and take her mind off things for a few minutes. But, you know, she's many, many hours away from me, and all I can do is, you know, support her from afar. But keep Rose in your thoughts and prayers. Okay, for Tanya, who is Irreverent Beauty, I have my Marc Jacobs High Shine Gloss Stick in Wet Your Lips right here. There's no way to mark progress. This is one of those products that if you roll it up, it's not rolling back down. But this is also in my purse, and I use it several times a week. I'm enjoying it so much. I will let you guys know as soon as it's gone, but it will be an absolute shock to me when that day comes, because I have no idea how far I am with that product or how much further I have to go until I'm done with it. Okay, that's everything. All right, now is the time where I bring in a new product for a new project panner. The project panner that I'm bringing in this month into this project is Jess from Lena 7623. I have no idea what 7623 means. I am dying to know. But there are many things I think of when I think of Jess. First of all, I think about the fact that she's one of the original people I found when I fell headfirst into the panning community, and I was just searching for every project panner out there, and I stumbled upon her really quickly. As far as I know, she's been project panning longer than I have, and I have enjoyed her content for many years now. She posts on Instagram and she has a YouTube channel. Other things I think about when I think of Jess is her fearless love of color. I mean, just unapologetic, fearless love of color. She wears a lot of bold eye looks. She almost always has a bold red lipstick. A lot of times it's like a red glossy lipstick, which most people are way too afraid to wear. And she'll just rock it. And a lot of people have rules when it comes to color, like and myself included, like I'm more likely to wear a colorful lipstick if I have a more subdued eye look, or I'm more likely to wear a bold eye look if I'm wearing a very like nude lipstick. But Jess will just she has no problem with mixing bold colors on her eyes and lips, and she always looks amazing. Jess has created a lot of really nice content on YouTube throughout the years, and I would definitely recommend you check her out. I've been thinking about her as far as this project for a long time, but the truth is the thing I associate with her the most is a bold red lipstick, and I do not want to ban a bold red lipstick, especially since putting this basic hot pink into this project, like that's enough. A red on top of it would just put me over the edge. So in honor of Jess being one of the old school project panners that I first found when I discovered the panning community, I decided to bring in an old school product that I've had for a very long time. It's been discontinued for a long time, but from one old school panner to one old school product, I decided that this Stila Shadow Pot in Amber should go in this project in honor of Jess. And yeah, super old, gorgeous color. This is like one of my, anytime I've talked about this shadow, I've talked about how I just love this shade. It's like a purpley, mauvey, silvery shade that is just so flattering. I have brown eyes, but it almost brings out like little flecks of gold and green that I don't think most people even notice in my eyes. And I just think this is a stunning shade. It's probably about half gone. Yeah, I'd say this product is probably about half gone, but I haven't used it in a long time, and I'm really not 100% sure what the condition of this product is at this point. Nope, it's still super creamy. I'm really sad that Stila doesn't make these anymore. There's so many products I'm sad aren't being made anymore. But there's a very tiny swatch of it right there. It's just so pretty. I'm not sure what goal to set on this because I think it'd be kind of foolish to set the goal of finishing it, but I would kind of like to work on this indefinitely. Maybe I'll set the goal of 30 uses. If I could use this 30 times, maybe I'll roll it out. That's a lot. So this is the product that I'm rolling in for Jess because she's an old school YouTuber and project panner, and this is an old school product. All right, now is the time where I need to pick 3 focus products to really zero in on for the next month. I've been doing a good job of keeping my numbers down, and I really need to find something that I could either meet my goal on or finish over the next month so my numbers don't start creeping up. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Okay, I'm ready. That did not take very long at all. I know I just cut out the chunk of time that was spent with me deciding what I was going to focus in on, but it's relatively quick. The first focus product is my Don't Flutter Yourself highlighter / blush from Wet n Wild. Like I said, I think now is a good time of year to start enjoying this. This definitely looks better on me when I have a bit of a tan, and I haven't been giving it much love because I've been focusing on other highlighters, but I would like to try and see if I could start wearing off that little hummingbird. Yeah, so this is my first focus product for the next month. My second focus product is, once again, my Fantasia trio from Total Intensity for Morgan. This is my best shot at finishing a product for next month. And like I said, I really need to finish a product for next month or meet my goal on a product for next month so that my number doesn't go any higher. I'm at 21 and I would like to not go above 21. I'm sure eventually I will, but yeah. So I need to use this bottom shade 11 more times, and I'm going to try and do that over the next month. That's a big number, but I'm going to try and use this 11 more times in the next month so that I can roll this out of this project. And my third focus product is my nail polish from Julie G that I have in here for Mariella. This is getting low enough that I am starting to smell blood, and I think I would like to try and finish this off in the next month. I've really been enjoying alternating my manicures. One, like whatever I want, and then I go for this one, and then I do whatever I want, and then I go for this one. But I think I do have one fun manicure in mind that I might do tonight, but after that, I think I need to use this every time until it's gone. I don't want this carrying over any longer. Like, the weather's getting warm. I don't necessarily want a deep purple glitter on my nails. As we get closer to summer, I want to be wearing bright shades, and I do feel like I am very close to finishing this off. So this is my third focus product of the month. We'll see what I can make happen. It would be great to get this as an empty and to move this out of my collection because it's not a love. It was something I received in an Ipsy bag, and I don't think I'll miss it when it's gone. And I would love to have one less nail polish and one more point in my low buy bank. So I will try and finish this off over the next month. So that is it for this update, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.